Hello, I am the Red Archer, and welcome to my solo playthrough of Ironsworn. Hope you enjoy it. And before we really get into anything, I would like to preface that I have no idea what I'm doing. So if you have any sort of advice or guidelines on how I better should do this, then please share. And to get started, I'm not going to go through this entire booklet, by the way. It's a decently sized PDF. As you can see, it has 270 pages. But to begin, I would like to go over Ironsworn itself. Now, this is the Ironlands. This is our setting. And I won't go over too in depth what kind of world it is. Not yet. We will in a moment, but just as basic information, it is this very cold, very rigid wasteland of sorts, and this is a very beautiful artwork that some kind of person whose name I don't know who they are, but whoever made this is a wonderful person. This is a wonderful in-color image of what you normally get with the basic PDF map that comes with the rest of the game. So yeah, I'm using this instead. So, yeah, let's begin with the actual world itself. Now then. I've decided that I am going to use some of the world that I have already made, and that might be considered sacrilege to some people who play this game. But for time's sake, and for the sake of me really wanting to share my own personal Ironsworn world, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So just give me a moment. I had to remember where I left my things. Oh yes, here we are. Okay. Now, the land of Ironsworn itself is not the first land at which our people, human beings, have lived in. Across the sea, there lies this country that we only really know as the Old World. It has more of a proper name, but I don't know what it is yet. But we are not exactly on great terms with that land, so we call it the Old World, almost out of spite. But you know, that details on that will be revealed in time. And specifically, the Old World cannot sustain us. We were too large in number, we'd felled the forest, our crops withered in the barren ground. The cities and villages overflowed with desperate, hungry people. Petty kings battled for scraps. We cast our fate to the sea and found the Ironlands, a new world and a fresh start. And there are still people in that land, but a good chunk of us set to the sea and decided we'd rather cast our fate with the wilds of the ocean than rot away in this land that serves nothing more from us. But most of the people there were too stubborn and didn't follow the few of us that wished for a new opportunity. Very much of a pilgrim story, you could say. But, you know, iron. In Ironsworn, iron has power. Power like other metals don't have. There's something to it that can't really be specifically explained, but it has some sort of reverence, and that is something that everyone understands. Especially here in this land. Iron is useful not only here, but in the old world and possibly in other places too, but for some reason here it has a resonance that can't really be nailed down exactly. Inscrutable metal pillars are found throughout the land. They are iron gray and smooth as river stone. No one knows their purpose. Some say they are old as the world. Some, such as the iron priests, worship them and swear vows upon them, making them warning signs and hurry along their way when they happen across one. The pillars do not tarnish, and even the sharpest blade cannot mark them. And the pillars themselves in my world will maybe not, be explained in time. Legacies. I have a lot of this written down on paper. This is the first time I'm really playing Ironsworn digitally, so when I say I don't know what I'm doing, that is really what I mean. So that'll be an adventure seeing me attempt to work with technology. Before the Ironlanders, before even the Firstborn, another people lived here. Their ancient ruins are found throughout the Ironlands. And some speculate that the Iron Pillars came from these people. And it is not sure what kind of people they are. It's not known whether or not they're human, but another society used to be here. And not much is known about them, as there's not much that can be done towards investigating these ruins, because this land is far too rigid and rough in order to actually spend the resources towards a proper investigation, so it stays shrouded in mystery. Maybe in the future. Communities. We have forged the Ironlands into a home. Villages within the havens are connected by well-trod roads. Trade caravans travel between settlements in the havens and those in outlying regions. Even so, much of this land is untamed. It has been a century since the exodus from the old world, and in that short amount of time, the human race has been able to make impressive strides towards settlement. Even the Firstborn have expressed their shock as to how can like only about 1,000 people like make such impressive settlements so fast. They're not quite cities yet. It's a lot to even call them towns, but they're getting there quite quickly. Some find this as a comfort. Others fear what we might become. The leaders of the Ironlands are as varied as people. Some communities are governed by the head of a powerful family, or they have a council of elders who make decisions and settle disputes. In others, the priests hold sway. And more about religion in a minute. For some, it is duels in the circle that decide. As impressive the settlements have become, there hasn't really been a grounded system for authority quite yet. It's really whoever can step up and lead the people at the moment. Some settlements have that, and particularly the largest settlement in the Ironlands currently does have kind of a political structure to it. But for the most part, many settlements are simply just whoever can step up and take charge. As for the defense, the wardens are our soldiers, guards, and militia. They serve their communities by standing sentry, patrolling surrounding islands, patrolling surrounding lands, and organizing defenses in time of crisis. Most have strong ties to their community. Others, called free wardens, are wandering mercenaries who hire on to serve a community or protect caravans. But most of the time they travel from town to town, seeing who needs help. And they've built quite a reputation. Some good, some bad. Mysticism is, or magic rather. I actually need to type this out for everyone. How do I? I don't know how to put it in text. Hold on. Give me a moment. Highlight text, sign document, edit text and images. Edit now. I've ruined everyone's immersion. I apologize. Hold on. Let me get out of all of this. Sorry. You'll all have to forgive me for a moment. Hold on. Is there something here for that I can? I'll have to. If there is, I'll have to worry about it later. Sticky note. Okay, this will have to work. Magic is complicated. Depending on the user and or spell, it can be as harmless as a fly or as destructive as the tempests. While it is understood by many that the world is filled with mana, it takes either a lifetime of study or a particularly gifted individual to harness it. All right. Religion. Now, this is something that I'm quite excited about. Sorry, taking a sip of my delicious lemonade tea mix. Hold on. I don't know if I've done this yet. Oh, that's plenty of time actually. I don't need a blueprint or anything. We're gonna be probably done with this episode 0 by the time that finishes. another one of these. Rather than gods, the humans, to speak nothing of what the Firstborn do, worship 5 deitic spirits. In particular, there exists in the Ironlands these things called haunts. Haunts are restless spirits bound to this world by a traumatic or unjust death. They may be tied to a location, an event, or object, or even a person. A haunt who manifests as a physical being can be dispelled by overcoming them in a fight, but only temporarily. They will only be at peace when their death is avenged or resolved. Some say a haunt can be banished through a ritual, but few possess the knowledge. These, or a specific set of them, are what replace gods in my world. And for some reason, they have been gifted powers similar to that of a large deity. No one particularly knows why. They just know they appear from time to time with no specific explanation. Only a handful have managed to actually communicate with them. For the most part, they appear as ghostly visages. They are known to appear often, but they appear as ordinary humans, so their physical presence is only made known to a select few. Unless, of course, you look closely, but most people would not have reason to. Hold on, did I go over the word limit here? Yeah, I think so. Oh, there we go. Just gotta bring it down a little bit. The Firstborn, however, worship the land itself rather than any specific gods. So, that is what my world's religion is all about. I will go more into those 5 spirits as they come up. We'll leave it a mystery for now. Now for the Firstborn themselves. This land, as much as it is rapidly becoming populated by humans, it belongs to the Firstborn. As much as that's a hard pill to swallow for many residents of this land, it is the truth. They hold sway in the Ironlands. The elves of the deep forest and the giants of the hills tolerate us and even trade with us. For now. Ironlanders fear the day they decide we are no longer welcome here. For the time being, the Ironlands are a peaceful land, but it is a bit of a Cold War situation where everyone's a bit on edge and doesn't know whether or not they can trust someone other than their own kind. Others are nice and embrace other living things with open arms. be it elf, troll, faru, or whichever. But when it's unsure whether or not you'll survive the next day, it's hard to see who you can trust. And the relationship between the humans and the Firstborn has not been wholesome. There has not been war, but there is a possibility. Beasts of all sorts roam the Ironlands. They dwell primarily in the reaches, but range into the settled lands to hunt. They often prey on cattle, but attack on caravans, travelers, or even settlements. And it's not uncommon. Horrors. Starting to wind down our world building here. We are wary of dark forests and deep waterways, for monsters lurk in those places. In the depths of the long night, when all is wreathed in darkness, only fools venture beyond their homes. I personally, in my own games, have not delved, so to speak, into the horrors too much, but we might run into a few. We will see. Other notes. Now, there is something very, not particularly important, but noteworthy about the stories that take place in the Ironlands. It's been the better part of a century, 100 years, maybe a few more, 120 maybe. No one's keeping track. Since the Exodus ended. That's not how you spell sense. I have that written wrong. While amazing progress, and I've mentioned some of this earlier, has been made in the name of establishing a home here. The most intellectual of people who have the ability to read and write, dedicate their craft toward keeping record of things like food made, city population, living space, politics, etc. There is no room or time for such luxuries. As story keeping, poetry, arts, or the history of the old world. A few do keep some instruments in vain, mainly for the comfort of themselves, but not for much reason beyond that. They're not super common and not exactly sold anywhere. Of course, money is its own topic that I don't even have fleshed out. But that's we will get to that when we get to that. Stories. The stories that were kept during the Exodus are now quickly becoming forgotten. Many lament this fact, but there is not much that can be done now. And that wraps up the world building. And now it is time to make a character. Now, I don't really have anything planned for this, so this will be interesting what winds up happening. Oh yes, and with the concept of art, I do have actually a personal Pinterest board full of artwork that I like to use as inspiration and reference in my personal games, but for the purposes of respecting the artists, I'm not going to show any here for personal fear of making anybody angry. But I will, while I won't be showing them on screen, I will be using them as kind of inspiration for descriptions by word. So that's where we're at with that. You'll see what I mean as we make the character. Now then, something that I muchly enjoy about the world of, or Ironsworn as a game rather, is it's full of rule tables. Of course, I'm not particularly here to sell Ironsworn to you, because I can't, because it's free. But however, I would assume that anybody who's here is watching. Actually, I don't. That's a lie. I don't know why you're watching. Why are you here? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm rambling. I've completely lost my train of thought. Oracles. That's what they're called. The rule tables are called oracles. Okay. I need a character name. Ironlanders. Though that is the name of the humans that dwell in the Ironlands. The Ironlanders. Kind of rude, seeing as there are people here already, called the Firstborn. Technically, they're the true Ironlanders, but you know, who's keeping track? Now then, this is out of 100, so is that? Come on, did I roll that incorrectly, or did I actually just roll like straight 100? Oh, I need to roll D100. As I said, this is yes, there we go. 12. Eli. I do not believe in. My world itself is called Arksova, by the way. I haven't mentioned that, but yeah, I don't have anyone called that. I keep losing my place. Okay. Eli. And I usually like to give my characters' last names as well. Eli Cabrera. Do I have that as a last name? I do not. Okay, how do you spell that again? Cabrera. Alright. That does sound like a male name, so... Although, I think... To make things interesting... Let's roll for it. If this roll is anywhere between 1 to 50... Actually, hold on. I think... This does definitely sound like a male name. So I'm gonna make it more likely that it's male. But... I think I'm gonna say that... If it's anywhere higher than 75, then it's female. Whoops. Ooh, close. Alright. It is male then. Okay. All right. Now then, I will be using the 32211 setup for the stats. And each of the stats I will explain as I attribute numbers to them. So first is edge. Because I'm bad at explaining things, I will use the rulebook to do it for me. First I have to recall where that is. Where is that? Yes. Stats. Edge. Quickness, agility, prowess and ranged combat. You can kind of think of this as dexterity. That is the best equivalent to it. So... What kind of character do I want this Eli to be? All right. I think I have some ideas. He's not particularly, like, the best in the world, but he's decent. He has an edge of 2. Whoops. What did I do? Oh, edit. An edge of 2. As for heart, I think he travels alone a lot. I don't think he's too fond of people and prefers to be by himself. I'll say he has a heart of 1. As for iron, he isn't... Well... Actually, hold on. I'm gonna resend what I said about Edge because I think I like the other stats a little bit better. Actually, no. I rescind my rescind. Keep it at 2. All right. So 2-1, Edge 2, Heart 1, and Iron. I think Iron's actually going to be. One as well. And I think he's going to be sharpest attack. He's going to have a wits of 3. And his shadow will be 2. And this isn't going to be a cemented thing quite yet, but I might change these as we build more of the character. But for now, let's start with this. Also, I didn't know before that you can just like click on a stat and roll the stat. That's much more useful than what I was gonna do. So, failures. Don't know what that is. Also, I believe something that's noteworthy. Some of this particular character sheet includes some of the elements of Delve, but I believe Delve is a purchase on the Ironsworn website. It is a purchase in the form of a. It is a supplement you can buy to better handle dungeon crawling in Ironsworn, and I have not done that. So, out of respect for Sean Tompkin, the maker of Ironsworn, I'm not going to use any of the Delve stuff that's included in this character sheet because it is all here. If I go to moves, many of the Delve moves are here, and I could use them, but I don't think I will. Again, out of respect for the maker of the game, and he probably intends for people to spend money on it. So, at some point, if I go and do that, and I'm still doing this, then I will then include it. But for now, I will not. So this pretend this isn't here. That's not there. Okay. So I don't quite know yet what his main thing is. And oh yeah, and vows I haven't quite gotten to, but I will get to them in a second. Assets. Let's go over that next. These are. This isn't meant to be a how-to Ironsworn. This is just me playing Ironsworn, but not exactly the greatest explainer of things. Okay. Let's start with combat talent. I think this guy has a long arm. A staff of sorts. If you wield a staff. And this is the one that we start with, I believe. In your hands, a humble staff is a deadly weapon. 2 harm. In most hands, a staff would only deal 1 harm, but in our hands does twice the damage, so that's good. But if we instead use it as a simple weapon and do 1 harm instead, we can strike or clash fight plus edge instead of plus iron. So I think because our edge is better than our iron, I think I'm gonna like that, because that's gonna make it so it is going to be harder for us to attack with our iron, but if we hit, we'll be doing more damage. But with our edge, if we attack with that, it's a more likely hit, but it won't deal as much. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. Oh wait, it also says if you do add 1 and take 1 momentum on a hit. So, Actually, no. Yeah. What I said stands. I was doubting myself in my mind. But yeah, since our edge is 2, the +1 would be 3. So it would just be even more likely than using the plus iron. So, and we would have the take 1 momentum. So that's good. Yes. So you normally start with 3 of these things. And path, I think this guy is going to be. Let's see. Not ritualist. Honorbound, devotant. Again, I'm not gonna show this art. Tiza. This is one of the spirits that I mentioned. This is a link to what I have his theme song as. Each one of these. Actually, do I want to show this now? Yeah, probably not. But I will mention. I will reveal at least. I'm probably gonna find a way to block this out or censor it so that you guys don't see what it is yet. But each one of these spirits, as is mentioned in the rulebook with the kind of creature that they actually are, there is a way that they died, and it is listed here. Actually, should I? I don't know. Why not? All right. So yeah, the last 2 minutes, the last minute was confusing because you've been able to see it anyway. So, this is Tiza. He literally gambled his life away due to a gambling addiction. He got too good and was so confident, he bet his life on a game of chance and lost. A weight was tied to his leg and pushed into the river as per the terms of the bet. So yes, his governing stat is wits. And he is the deity of loss and prize. And I have minor domains here, and I've been lazy, so I haven't done this. But I want to have a list of minor domains that he reigns over, like things that would be derivatives of loss and prize. That is to say, it says loss and prize, but it's the concept of risk. It's the concept of you do something and there is a risk of doing that thing. And you have to have the wits to know when to take risks. That is what he is. He is the gambler. That is his arc. That is this spirit's archetype. And he's again much like our character here, but our character is not quite as witty as this character is, but sharpest attack, as I said. Tiza. Stat. Wits. When you say your daily prayers, you may secure an advantage by asking your god to grant a blessing. If you do, roll plus your god's stat. On a hit, take +2 momentum. So yeah. And we will go over that in time in the next episode when we actually get to playing. And a third one. Now this, I haven't really completely decided on what I want. I don't think I want a companion. Perhaps another path? A ritual, maybe? I haven't really used the rituals yet in my own personal games. Let's see the list. Dancer, perhaps? Maybe. I do have +2 edge, so that'd be a decent roll. Hmm. See, the trick is, I think some of these are delve moves, so I I need to be careful which ones that I use. Let's see the rituals. When you focus on a source of light and capture its essence, roll +wits. So that'd be good for me. On a strong hit, set your light track to +6. On a weak hit, make it +3. Then when you make a move or overcome or navigate darkness, you may add +2 and suffer -1 light. And that's what this is. That's my light. It's a whole new track just for this move to keep track of. Haha, get it? Track is alright. I'm not entirely sure how I would work this out mechanically in terms of overcoming or navigating darkness, because that's not usually something that I think about in my games anyway. So I'm a little unsure. Summon a flock of crows. Actually, I don't... This would be interesting. This is like creating some sort of Frankenstein creature. Curious. That'd be interesting, actually. I wouldn't mind that. Talisman would be interesting. But I think Invoke sounds interesting. Yeah. I think we'll go with I think we'll go with this. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. I like that. All right. Now, I think I like this set of stats. This will be interesting. This is definitely not like anything I've quite done in the past. And another character that I'm playing in another personal game has a wits of 1, so this is going to be the exact opposite. This is a very wise, smart character. My other character is scatterbrained. Okay. I finished my tea, so you won't have to hear any more drinking sounds. Now, we have one more thing to go over. So, in Ironsworn, this is strange that I'm mentioning this at the end and not at the beginning, since it's like the most important. This is what makes Ironsworn Ironsworn. So, as per the name, Ironsworn, whenever characters promise to do something, and whenever they say that they will do something, they swear on iron. If they touch a piece of iron or hold a piece of iron and whisper or even out loud their promise toward completing a specific action. And something about the iron itself helps give them the strength to do these things. But every time it's done, it is also, and this will be shown in the mechanics next episode, but there is a risk involved towards doing this, as if a vow is not completed, then bad things happen. Sometimes. Sometimes it's fine, but other times somebody, not the spirits, but somebody gets mad. It's kind of mysterious right now, and that's a very loose explanation. I probably didn't answer any questions, but it'll be made more obvious as we go on. But every character, most characters, have a background vow, something that drives them forward. And what does Eli want? What does he want? Let's roll for it. Why not? Character goal. Right, I need to roll D100. There we go. 73. What you got for me? Defend a place. I think I think as much as this guy has one heart and can be kind of cold at times, I think he wants peace. And these background vows usually aren't meant to be something incredibly specific. This isn't something we might ever finish, but it is a extremely long-term goal. But I think his vow is to make peace between the races of the Ironlands, between the humans, between the elves, and any intelligent creature. Make peace between the lands of the Ironlands, however possible, and using whatever methods necessary. I don't know what this box is. So yeah, that's his background vow, and that's definitely either extreme or epic. I think that's going to be extreme. Yeah, let's go with that. And that's very generalized because it's like, how do you do it? Like, do you just walk from city to city and like how do you what? and that is exactly what I'm trying to go for with this. So I think that's, yeah. All right. So I think we're about getting into an hour now. We have about a minute left until we hit the hour mark. And I think it's gonna wrap it up for now. We've gone over a bit of the world. We've gone over our character, Eli. And there are some questions left unanswered, but that's good for now. It's good for now. We're not entirely sure who Eli is. All we really know is the stats that he has, his motivations. He wants to stop war from happening because it's, as I mentioned, it's a growing problem on everyone's minds that this is something that could happen. He wants to make sure it doesn't. So I think we'll get into that next episode. So thank you for watching and hope to see you next video. Bye.